Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Practitioner Call. It's 9 o'clock Thursday morning, and I am so excited to have you all with me here today. Today, we are going to talk about X39, this amazing stem cell technology. We have Dr. Rhonda Donahue in the house today, and I'm excited that she is here, and we're going to call on her in a little bit. She is a PhD in nutrition, owns 2 clinics, one in Costa Mesa and one in the desert. And she is the person that brought me the 10 to my house 3.5 years ago and taught me about why stem cells are important. And truly, she's probably the reason I'm still here today, quite honestly. So I want to thank you for being here, doctor, and we look forward to asking you some questions this morning. But let's first go into X39. This is the stem cell activation technology that you practitioners have come to learn about. And it does look like a Band-Aid, but it's so much more. When you open it up, inside is what we call organic crystal. It is made out of amino acids, some sugar, some salt, some oxygen, and it makes a lattice. And that lattice is a reflector of light. And it turns out we radiate a low-grade infrared light. And by doing that, we activate in our body something called photobiomodulation. Dr. Rhonda, if you could unmute yourself, could you explain to our practitioners, what is photobiomodulation? What does that mean?
Well, it's like light therapy. So many doctors, different types of doctors, different modalities, they use different modalities, and one of them is light therapy. So biophotomodulation is the transfer of light to and from the body using different colored lights. And of course, we have our own infrared light. So the biophotomodulation technology with the patches, what happens is you put the patch on your skin, and our infrared light and the heat gets trapped in the patch and reflects, those crystals reflect back a light frequency into the body. So it's a transfer of light called biophotomodulation. And that's how that's what it is. So
that's amazing. And so, doctor, I want to ask you about this, because this is what she told me 3.5 years ago when doctor brought me. She says it's photobiomodulation, light making change in your body, and put them on. And I said, well, I don't understand. And she goes, well, it activates a peptide called GHK copper peptide that activates your stem cells, makes more stem cells, and resets it to a younger, healthier state. And that's why I want you to put it on. And even back then, doctor, I didn't understand what that meant. Why is it important to activate my stem cells, make more, and reset it to a younger, healthier state? Why did you want me to put this on 3.5 years ago?
Well, because at that time your energy, overall energy and light in your body was very low. You were being challenged with the illness. And so when people have that low energy, their organs become weak, they become, their brain becomes foggy. And so I knew that you needed light, because we are energy and light beings, and we have to have light, just like we need darkness at night to rest and repair. We need light to energize our cells so that they can communicate and the organs can function better. And that's why I wanted to share it with you. I knew it would help us, both of you, you and me. And so we both tried it together, and we both had some great results.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that my light was low. I've had 3 bouts of breast cancer in 5 years. So when she knocked on my door, my light was so low, dim. And doctor is not only a PhD in nutrition, but she works in energy. And so she can just see it in you. It's kind of weird. But anyway, so she knew that adding light would work, because did you know like 90% of our body is light? Like all of our cells radiate light. Like we work perfectly with the sun light. When the sun hits flowers with water, it blooms. We drink water, have light, we bloom. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. Truth is truth. We just didn't quite understand it. And then what doctor told me which is so profound, Rhonda, is that when she was at my door, she said this: you're 55 years old, Marci, and your stem cells don't work anymore. They're not dead, they're dormant. And you need them to work again desperately. And I'm kind of naive. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a girl, you know? And so I said to Rhonda, I said, why do my stem cells need to work? And she said, well, here's what happens, Marci. When you're born, what do you think makes your head and your heart and your organs? What makes all of that? She says, those are stem cells. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. They are making your head in utero, okay? And then you're born and there's this baby. And then all that beautiful cord blood is there. And I actually put it in a cord blood bank for my boys, because in 2000, we didn't know how to use them yet, but I knew they were valuable. They were baby stem cells, right? And that's cord blood, you know, like it usually gets thrown in the garbage. Isn't that sad? They're throwing cord blood in the garbage. No cord blood should be thrown in the garbage, right? I mean, hello, that's life. So anyway, she says to me, then what happens after you're born, you can't make two heads anymore. The stem cells start to be, they're still powerful, but they can't make two heads anymore. They go down to something called multipotent stem cells. But those stem cells have the unique ability to repair any tissue in your body. Let me say that again. They can repair any tissue in your body. They can turn still into whatever cell your body needs for repair. They can repair your liver. They can repair your organs. They can repair your tissues. They are the repairer of everything. And then she says to me, why do you think when you were 20, you look so good? Okay, I'm taking you guys all back into the 80s or whenever you were 20. Bob, that might have been the 70s for you, baby. But when you were 20, right? Did you have wrinkles? No. Did you have gray hair? No. Did you have that chronic, awful disease? No. Rhonda said, did you have breast cancer, Marci? I said, no. I had unibrows. I had so much eyebrow, I didn't know what to do with it. My kids said, Mom, that picture of you in your 20s, you look like a man with all those eyebrows. I mean, good or bad, that's what it was, right? And it's because our stem cells were working. And it hit me. She goes, your stem cells, Marci, right now aren't dead. They're just dormant. What if we put this darn patch on and we made your stem cells start marching like they were 20 again? Would you put that darn thing on? I said, absolutely. And I did. She says the GHK copper peptide that this stem cell activates is powerful. It has the unique ability to act as a telephone to your stem cells to tell them to work again, to work like they're young again, to literally reset over 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. That's what GHK copper peptide does. Are you telling me that all I have to do is put this darn patch on and I can make my stem cells work to repair everything in my body like it did when I was 20? She goes, yeah. I go, it's not that easy. She goes, yeah, just stick it on. Right? She had me with hello then. I put that patch on. She said, one rule. Remember, Rhonda, what did you tell me? 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Why? Why did you tell me 12 on, 12 off?
Because you need rest and repair. So you can wear the patch during the day, energize your body, your cells, elevate those peptides and stem cells. And at night is when we naturally rest and repair. So we don't want to wear it 24 hours. It'd be like sitting in a room for 24 hours with the light on. You know, you're going to get really exhausted, right?
Well, yeah. And when you think about it, Ron, think about a light bulb. If a light bulb's on 24 hours over and over again, that light bulb's going to burn out.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happens. The signal, your body will get used to a signal if you don't have time off. So 12 hours on to activate and repair your body and 12 hours off. Because if you don't take the 12 hours off, your body will get used to the signal and it won't work so well. So tell me if I'm right about this, Dr. Rhonda, but I believe you can wear some patches during the day, some at night. They all have their own 12-hour clock. So you could wear quite a few during the day and even then take those off and wear others at night, but you just can't wear one patch for 24 hours over and over and over again. Do I have that right?
Yes, that's correct. And I would also recommend, if you are going to wear multiple patches, to start out slow. Don't start out day one wearing 5 patches a day, because it may be too much for you. Always start out slow. Start with the basics, X39, maybe Aeon, and use those alone for a couple weeks. Then add some of the other patches during the day. You could wear X39 Aeon during the day and maybe Silent Nights at night. Just slowly add more patches. I mean,
I love that.
I wear a lot of patches, but I've been wearing them for years. So,
and I love that you say start slow. In fact, my favorite, doctor, and I think you would agree because you just said it, is X39 and Aeon. Start with those, because here's why. X39 activates your stem cells. Okay, write this down. Stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. And that's what it did when you were 20. So we're activating repair again, like you're 20. But here's the crazy thing. You ready for this, doctor? I think you were the one that told me this the other day. You said the reason we need Aeon is because Aeon reduces inflammation. And Marci, you could go, let's say, to Mexico or Europe and get a stem cell injection of cord blood stem cells for 10 grand. Can't get it in the US anymore. They made it illegal, weird. But so you could do that. But the problem is, think about, let's say you have a really bad knee. I think freaking Tony Robbins went and got his shoulder injected. Let's use a real life example. His shoulder, he was, you can have a ton of money, but if something hurts so bad, it doesn't matter how much money you have, right? There it is, hurts. Whether you're rich or poor, it hurts. So he got that stem cell injection, but there's so much inflammation in that shoulder. Guess what eats stem cells? Inflammation. Inflammation is like a Pac-Man eating the stem cells. So that's why stem cells injections eventually don't work anymore, because you're putting young stem cells in, they're not your own, and then Pac-Man is eating them. And then they don't continue to regenerate because you're old, right? You're old. So what makes more sense? For less than a cup of coffee a day, you activate X39, regenerate your stem cells, make them young again, and then you add Aeon to stop inflammation, which turbocharges your young stem cells to work better. I mean, for basically less than a cup of coffee a day, you don't have to go to Europe or Mexico anymore. What do you think about that, Rhonda?
Yes, that's correct. And with over 200 diseases, the main cause is inflammation and stress. Everyone is stressed. Everyone has inflammation. You get inflammation just from working out at the gym. You get inflammation by eating food in your digestive system. So we all have inflammation. So that is key, to bring down that inflammation as quickly as possible. Anything ending in itis. If you have anybody say they have arthritis or anything ending in itis, that's inflammation. So they need the Aeon along with that X39.
I love that. So I call this, doctor, the dynamic duo. And because it is so dynamic, and I recommend always starting with this. Here's what I recommend. There is a pack that you can start with. It's called the Silver Pack for $2.99. You can get 1 X39 and 4 Aeons in that pack for $2.99. That has a 30-day money-back guarantee, doctors. And that gives, and then you go on 1 X39 the following month to keep your stem cells activating. That gives you 4 months of full stem cell repair and regeneration for $2.99 and then $99 a month. Now, you can also do the gold pack for $4.99, which is just double the inventory. You can do the platinum and the diamond pack if you want a whole lot of inventory to fill your practices with, of course. But these are the two. These are the two. And if you listen to Dr. Nicholas, he was in Arizona, and he taught me something about a month ago, Dr. Rhonda, and I don't know if I've told you this, so I'll tell you now. But he says 80% of pain is stenosis pain, pain from nerves. What does that mean? The nerve in your spinal cord gets pinched, and the nerve flow cannot go down your spinal cord. And it's so painful. And you either get upper body nerve pain or lower body nerve pain. And he says, here's how you fix it. Or, you know, a possible way to, I guess, something like that, is you put, if it's upper body, you put X39 and Aeon together right on the, I think it's the C5. And that is right your upper neck, you know, right there. You feel the bone there. And then you put those right there, and you can go to Google and look and see what's C5. I should have a chart, but I don't. You guys can Google that. But you see where my hand is, like there. And what you do is you put the two patches there. Well, first you push in to activate the blood there, and then you put the two patches right there. Or you could put the two patches right there and then push the patch in. That activates the patch better and the nerves better. And literally you can just, here's the thing, the patches can be worn right next to each other. They can be worn on top of each other. They can be worn right below each other. It's light, it doesn't matter. And that will take care of a lot of the upper pain. Or you take it on the, I think it's called the L5 for lower pain. And that's right at the base of your back, or right above your butt, to be more specific. And you can feel the bone right there. And you can put it there too. You guys could put it in both places if your clients have full body nerve pain. You will help so many people with this particular idea. So that is called the dynamic dual of X39 and Aeon. And I just really wanted to be tight today on the two patches that Dr. Rhonda believes you should start with to begin with. And then you can add other patches to it. Dr. Rhonda, thoughts on this idea?
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, where you put both the X39 and Aeon on the back of the neck. That's great advice. Yeah, you know, the Aeon also helps calm the nervous system. So, you know, most people that are in a lot of pain, their nervous system is shot, and adding that Aeon is really key, because the body needs, based on the studies, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to really bring down the inflammation enough so that the peptides are building and the stem cells are building, and then they decide, okay, where do I need to go to repair? And so on average, for most people, it's 6 to 8 weeks. You may feel something before, you may not, but it's working in your body. And so, I like to make sure that people understand that you need at least 3 to 6 months to really get that inflammation down, build those peptide stem cells. Then they start going to where you need individually to be repaired. It may be an internal organ, so you may not feel it right away before it hits your, low back pain. But some people have immediate results with pain too. So I, just encourage people to drink a lot of water. That keeps your blood flowing, keeps those stem cells moving, right? To where they need to go. So yeah, just make sure you tell people that, they really need, that time. So, the silver to the gold pack is the best option for them. They won't run out. They'll have it ready for the next month. And then that's what I usually do. I usually focus on 3 to 6 months at a time.
Well, and it's funny you should say that. And I'm going to show the doctors this website, and you can come back for your research here. But it's called startx39now.com, startx39now.com. And Kathy Coker, if you could put that in chat. And I'm just going to point out the 4 pieces of this site that Dr. Rhonda really likes and shows her practitioners, because she's a doctor. So she all she does every day is talk to practitioners. So if you're a doctor here, these are the pieces of the now site that you'll want to research, number one. And number two, you may want to share it with your colleagues. Okay, so let me show you what doctors' favorite pieces are on that site. And then hold on. And we'll go ahead. Oops, give me one moment. We'll get that down. Of course, you want to watch the first video, which is 2 minutes on how phototherapy works. This is the biomodulation that Dr. Rhonda was talking about. And once again, you go to startx39now.com. Then you want to go to video 2 and watch the 3-minute video on how stem cell activation works. A picture is worth 1,000 words, doctors. So I would show, for example, a few of these pictures. This one is one of my favorites. I mean, this is a finger that was cut off. It died and it grew back. This is the spinal stenosis I was talking about. Do you see how the nerve is pinched? Oh, hey, and here's the C5. That's where you put the patch. There's your picture. And you see how the nerve is pinched and not flowing? Right at C5, that's all upper body, ouch. And now look at, the nerve is flowing perfectly, doctors. Like, hello, okay? And then, I mean, this is just me. This is how Rhonda saw me in 2019. This is low light. I was fully inflamed with chemo and steroids. I looked like a marshmallow. And 2020 and 2023. And what's really unique is look at how the skin has changed and the light came back. It's true, the light came back. So Rhonda, thank you for bringing my light back. So these are some great pictures, yes. So then let's see if I can. I'm still look. Okay, there we go. And then if that intrigues you, practitioners, or if it intrigues your colleagues, then bring them to the longer video, which is the 18-minute video of David Schmidt, our owner, inventor, and CEO, explaining the stem cell technology, how it works, and the issues it helps with. This is from the inventor himself. By the way, the owner of this company is the inventor of all the products. He's been in this company, he's been inventing since 2005. He owns the company. He does not work for a board of directors, and his main mission is to create technologies that allow us to live longer. That's all he wants to do. So know that you're in the right spot with the right mindset, heart, and purpose. But if you want to know more, here it is. This is what Dr. Rhonda loves: the 100 patents and the 90 clinical trials. You can just click on the 100 patents and you can just go down to X39 patent and view it for yourself. Yes, X39 activates stem cells using GHK copper peptide, and that activates your stem cells to start working again, and that is the patent. Also, you can go to the 90 clinical studies, and right here, you just want to go to, these are highlights, and then these are the full studies of all the products David makes. So this is, you're going to love this, doctors. This is where you're going to go research everything that you want to research. Also, you can research, what is GHKU? What does it do? This is wonderful. You can research what it does for skin and hair. This is the reason that Rhonda brought it over to me, because she knew what GHK could do for me. And when I read this, this is why I started putting it on. I mean, how could you say no to that with what I had, right? How could you say no to that? And then, of course, what to expect. Within 24 hours, you're going to reset 4,000 genes. Within 1 to 3 months, you're going to balance the brain. We have a study for that. You're going to also balance your heart. Study on that. 3 to 6 months, you're going to activate those stem cells to start repairing all the bad stuff. And 6 to 12 months, you're going to reverse your age 8 years inside and out. And we have a study for that. So, but if you want to know even more, you may go to the research video 4. This is David going over all the research just with practitioners, and watch it. And lastly, you're going to want to do a deep dive after you understand X39 on all the products as Dr. Rhonda and Dr. Patty have. And these are 1 hour by David of every technology he makes. Yeah, it doesn't just stop at X39 and Aeon, but that's what we want you to start with. So your homework could be, watch the video on X39 and Aeon so you understand those as practitioners really well. And then there's a 1-page recap, just so if you want to know more, this is every single product David has made and where the different options you can wear them. And you know what? You can just literally read this. So with that, I want to thank you all for coming today. I don't know who, I want to thank you all for coming today. Today is a short call. It has to be 30 minutes as I have an appointment for my son that I cannot miss. So thank you so much for coming. Lots of love to all of you, and we will see you next Thursday. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Thank you.